Hi everyone, it's Caitlin Whiteman. I'm a senior director with Usborne Books and More, and I'm going to share with you one of my favorite tips for partying successfully in your groups. This goes for any events or parties, but especially for groups, you need to make sure that you are connecting personally and privately via Messenger with all of your guests that come. And here's how I like to do that. I don't do a ton of pre-party, but I do want them to, anticipate the party, have the date saved, and then have a few games that require them to message me. And that's where the magic happens. I'll do like the secret word game where they have to message me to find out what the secret word is in the party. But my favorite one of all, and where all the magic really happens for me with my parties, is the "How old is your reader?" post. I want as many people as possible to comment on that post. In some parties, it's more of a challenge than others, so I make sure that as soon as I post that, go in there and I, in the comments, tag everyone's names and encourage them to comment in there. And then if that's not getting enough people, I'll ask the hostess, hey, can you go tag your friends, remind them that I'm gonna make everybody a recommendations list. So she goes and tags. My very last resort is to have the hostess specifically tag each of her friends and tell me, approximately what her kids' ages or interests might be. She could say like, hey, Mary has a 2-year-old who loves dinosaurs. Mary, is there anything else you want to add as Caitlin makes you a recommendations list? That has been really helpful in those parties where we are working extra hard to get people engaged on the party page. But having an engaged hostess who's already posting pictures of her kids reading and interacting is really what's going to get her friends there. So you have everybody who is commenting on that thread. What I do then is I go make them all recommendations list, a wish list. I like to call it recommendations list. It has between $100 to $300 on that list, depending on how many readers they have. But then I immediately PM that to her. And I'll make it a fun little message and might have some graphics, a few videos. I might highlight a few things that were on the list specifically for her. But I always end with a question, let me know what your favorite books were, or tell me more about your 2-year-old who loves dinosaurs. Oh my gosh, my kids love dinosaurs too. I find something to connect with her about. And I always want to have that question so that it prompts a conversation to begin, because I want to get to know her and to connect on a personal level with her. So at this point, they might be telling me how much they love the books, and that's just that's a cue right there for me to then mention booking a party. And sometimes I book parties before the actual event has started, but more often than not, I wait until after the party when they have ordered, and I immediately follow up with that message and just thank them so much for coming. You're going to love your books. I can't wait for them to arrive. Would you be interested in hosting a party to earn more books for free? And that is where I'm booking the majority of my parties. It's because they trust me, they know me, because we've been talking over Messenger. It's not happening as much on the party page for me. I'm really relying on these private, more intimate conversations to make that magic happen with my parties and to connect with people more. I'm doing a ton of chit chat. It takes more time, but it is so worth it, and that's where I'm booking my parties. So once you have that message open, you're free then to follow up when her books ship, to thank her for coming, to remind anybody who hasn't ordered yet, to ask if they need a party extension. 2 weeks, hi, how are you loving your books? It just gives you a gateway to continue that conversation. So when I ask someone to book a party, and if they say no thank you, I immediately then say, that's totally fine. Do you know of anyone who would enjoy earning these books for free? I ask her for a referral, and that really happens quite often, where they might start a 3-way conversation with a friend that they thought of, and that's a great way to expand your business. But I always end by inviting them to join my VIP group. And I tell them, when your books arrive, make sure you go post a picture on my VIP group with a certain hashtag that I always have, to get entered into the free book drawing. And people go crazy for that free book drawing. So it's another way to just get them in my customer database as my VIP group, and to continue that connection with them. So that is where the magic is happening for me with my parties and groups. I'm establishing that personal connection over Messenger and really using that to connect with all my guests. So I hope that tip helps you all. Thanks so much for listening.